up on your computer, that's why. Okay, good. So grab pen and paper, guys. I'm going to go through 10 things that will make you so much better on the phone. If you do these 10 things, you will get a lot more effective in the number of appointments that you book when you're phone jamming, but also the quality of the appointments that you're booking and how your customers are expecting that presentation to go. Couple questions for you. Who's ever had an appointment reschedule on them or not be completed? Who's ever had that happen to them? You booked it, but you didn't finish completing the appointment. Okay. Who's ever had an appointment where you got there and you started to do the appointment, you got on Zoom, you're ready to start doing the appointment, and she goes, "Oh, honey, just so you know, I'm just here to watch your presentation. I'm just so you know, I'm not going to buy anything." Who's ever had a customer say that, like before you even started the demo, right? And you're like that's like a killer to you, isn't it? Like, you know, they say that like kind of takes the wind out of your sails a little bit. By the way, she's just saying that, but it's kind of frustrating when you have a customer already thinking like that at the beginning of the appointment. These are things that you can fix with your phone call, by the way, okay? Who's ever had an appointment that they wanted to book, it was a really good client, but she said, "I'll call you back," or "Can you call me back," when you were on the phone? Who's ever had that one? Who's ever been waiting for a customer to get back to them with a time? Who's had that one, right? Who's had that? These are all things that are directly in your control on the phone, okay? These are all things that you can control, that you can fix. The phone call, when you're scheduling an appointment, is not in your customer's control. It's in your control. And these 10 things that I'm about to go over will really, really help you out, okay? So let's dive into this. And Ron, if you could do one more thing for me and just post on our manager group that at 9:30, I'd like all the managers to be in the waiting room. I want to go over something with them before advanced training. So at 9:30, actually we'll do 9:45, just right before AT, we'll do 9:45. For them, I'd like to go over a couple of things with them for about 5 to 7 minutes before we start AT. Cool? Thank you. Okay. So number one, okay, and I would list these out. Number one, the first one I want to talk about is phone jam mentality and goal setting. Phone jam mentality and goal setting, okay? And I'm going to go back and forth. And Liz, great to meet you, by the way, personally live on Saturday. It was awesome. I hope you had a good time. Liz, can you unmute, or do I need to set it up so you guys can unmute?
I can unmute.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about this one. We're going to go back and forth on this in how you approach a phone jam the right way. And I would, guys, create an example in your notes so you can start doing this every time you go into a phone jam, okay? So I want to give you a couple bullet points and we'll kind of talk through that list. So the first thing I like to look at when I'm kind of setting a goal for a phone jam is I want to know the next 3 days. That's what's most important. Write that down. Focus on the next 3 days. Who cares about 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 days down the road? Okay. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it doesn't really matter how many appointments you book for 7 days down the road. Okay. What matters is your next 3 days. That's what's most relevant, what's most important. So the first thing, Liz, that you want to do is set a mission for how many more appointments do you need for the next 3 days? Basically today, tomorrow, and the next day. That's the first thing that you want to set. Okay, that's to get yourself in the right headspace and mental space. How many demos do you need for those next 3 days? The next thing that I mentally like to do, Liz, is I like to set a number of calls so that it's approximately going to take me to hit that goal. So Liz, do you know approximately how many calls it takes you to book a demo?
Yeah, I think
What is
so.
it? What would you say the number is conservatively?
Normally, if I'm consistently getting fresh recs, it would be like 10 to 15 to book 2.
So you're booking about 1 every 5 to 7 calls.
I would, if I have fresh recs. If I'm not getting as many recs, then it might take me like 20 to 30 to book 1, but it depends on the day.
Okay, so let's go with 10 to be conservative. Let's go in between that. That's your number. Some of y'all's numbers might be 5, 7. Liz, my number when I was making calls to schedule a demo was about 20 calls to schedule a demo. Here's why. I only booked with people I really wanted to book with. So I was okay making more phone calls to book it. And I always made sure I made my schedule full, but I just planned on, I was gonna need to make sometimes 20 calls to book a demo. It was ranging between 10 and 20 calls. If I was coming back from sometimes I would come back from like a Christmas break or come back for summer break and I hadn't called in a while. I didn't have a lot of fresh leads and it might take me 20 calls. But then I'd get rolling and it was about 10 calls. Once I get it rolling, I have some fresh leads and that type of thing. So it doesn't really matter what the number is. What matters is what you do with that number. You just need to know the number, right? So if it's taking you 7 or 10 calls, you take your number, and if you need to book 5 demos and it takes you 10 calls per demo, that's 50 calls. And you have this plan and you're telling yourself, okay, I need to make 50 calls to book my schedule. You become less focused on, I need to book 5 appointments and more focused on 50 calls because you can 100% control that. And when somebody's on the phone with you and it doesn't go exactly the way you want it to, or you don't book the demo, you don't really care because you haven't made 50 phone calls yet. You're more focused on the objective of what you need to do as opposed to the outcome of a part of that. Does that make sense, Liz?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We want to be more focused mentally on the bigger picture of the next 3 days, not necessarily each and every individual call. Not saying each call is important, but mentally wise, we need to focus on the process. Everything else will take care of itself. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's number 1, phone jam mentality and goal setting. We need to first set a goal for the next 3 days. Second, we need to make sure that we have a mission for how many calls we're going to make during that phone jam to set our schedule. The second thing I want to talk about is your space when you're phone jamming. Liz, do you make calls at the same place every day?
Not always.
Okay. So a lot of you have a space, maybe a desk where you make calls. Anthony, I can tell you usually have the same background. So you've got a very, like his space is one that he usually uses in his house. Liz, I would make calls from different places at different times. So it's totally fine to move around and have a different space. What's not okay is that you don't have the same things out every time you phone jam. When you phone jam, you should have the following things, okay? In your space where you're phoning, whether you're at your manager's office, you're at your house, you pull into Starbucks because you want to make some calls at Starbucks outside and it's a nice day. Doesn't matter where you are, you need the following things when you sit down to make calls, okay? Number 1, you need your phone script. Never make a call without your script. It's not just because you don't know the approach, it's because it makes you comfortable. It makes you more comfortable when you have that next to you. Liz, I remember this printed out phone script that I had. If you looked at it, it would have looked like it had been through a fire. It looked like a scroll from the Bible. I mean, like I had this stack of recommendations, like, I don't know, about this big, because we didn't have an app that you stored in. And literally on top was my script. And if I opened that and I didn't see my script, I kind of freaked out. Even though I had sold hundreds of thousands of hours worth of Cutco and I knew the script, that was like, it made me comfortable. You know, it was that item that kind of made you comfortable, it made you feel good. Okay. You need your script. Okay. I know a lot of you guys pull this up on the computer and you have it pulled up. If I were you, I'd print the damn script out. Okay. Some of you haven't printed your script out. So you're like scrolling in the middle of a call and you're like trying to find it on the screen. Print it out. I would print out the script and the phone objections, the phone questions. Okay. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? On the Coastal phone script, you should have this stored and saved. If you do not, you need to get this stored and saved. This is our phone approach that we use. Jordan and Chase, I know you guys kind of snuck on. You got AT today, but you get a little heads up. So check this out. So right there, that is our Coastal phone script for calling people that you're acquainted to or that you're recommended to. The one that you guys are learning right now in training, Joy, is the initial phone script for people you know pretty well, but this is the one for people calling acquaintances. You'll learn this in advanced training too. So now that you've got that printed out, if you don't have a printer at your house, go somewhere, print it out, okay? It just helps you to make it easier on you so you can follow along with your finger, and you're psychologically learning where things are in your script. It's a lot easier. Have you guys ever tried to read something on a computer screen, like a long article, versus you printed it out and we're actually able to sit down and like read it and like take notes on it and stuff? It's just a different ball game. Print out your phone script if you haven't done that yet. What else should you have? When you sit down to make calls, you should have your phone script. You should have your questions, your objections. Another thing that I would have is I would also have like some food, some water. So that way when you're like, get hungry, you don't have to like stop your phone jam for 15 minutes and like go to the kitchen and make some food. Like, get the stuff around you need to be successful. Okay. Feel free to get another phone, right? Sometimes it's good to have like a second phone next to you. You're like, how do you get a second phone? Well, you could, what I used to do is I used to make calls from 2 phones at the same time. I'd make calls on 2 phones. Just dial at the same number. I know this sounds kind of nuts, but I wanted to increase my efficiency. So I made calls from 2 phones, hit send at the same time. If one person didn't answer and the other one did, I hung up on the one that didn't answer. I didn't leave a voicemail or anything. I talked to the one who did. If they both answered at the same time, I just hung up on whoever didn't sound as nice, and I called the other one back. It's not that hard, right? I wanted to book appointments. My objective was to book appointments, right? That's what I wanted to do. I'm not saying you need to make calls from 2 phones, but I am saying you need to get things around you that are going to help make you more successful when you're phoning. Okay. Maybe you need a picture. Maybe it's a picture of whatever you're working towards, right? Maybe you're working towards saving for a new car. Maybe you're working towards paying for school. Maybe you're paying for some trip that you want to go on. Maybe you want to donate a certain amount of money to something. Get a picture of that motivates you while you're making calls and phone jamming. I guarantee if you're supposed to make 40 calls for that phone jam and you make 36 and then you look at that picture, you're not going to stop your phone jam because you didn't hit your mission, right? Sometimes you just need to be reminded of what you're doing. Number 2 is to set up a space. Make sure your space is conducive to your results. Number 3, the third thing, have fun and be relaxed. Some of you are a little too tense on the phone, okay? I'm just going to tell you, I see you making calls sometimes and your faces look like this. Like Zoolander, right? You guys ever seen how Zoolander, if you haven't seen that video, you should watch it. There was this guy, sometimes guys talk to each other in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom at, where were we? Punch Bowl Social. And this guy, he like starts to walk out of the bathroom and he comes back in and kind of checks himself out, does a double take. I'm like, you look good, man. He just looks at me like, what the hell? He looked at himself like Zoolander. You know what I'm talking about? He like looked kind of browsed himself. Anyway, some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? Let's talk about the phone. So have fun and be relaxed. Some of you guys just need to smile a little bit more. Like, you're too uptight on the phone. Who cares what Miss Jones says, right? Like, it's one person. In the big scheme of things, like, Evan, do that again. Who cares? Like, go like this, guys. Who cares? Like, if you call somebody and she doesn't book with you, who cares? She's the one that missed out, not you. We'll call somebody else and book another appointment, okay? Like, if she's rude to you on the phone, who cares? It's not going to change my life. It's not going to change your life. It's damn sure going to change hers. For the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years, she's not going to get to experience what you could have shared with her. It's her loss, not yours. So don't let that like get to you, like irk you, like frustrate you. You got to relax a little bit. You got to kind of have fun. Remember this, you can say whatever you want on the phone. You need to write this down. You can say whatever you want on the phone as long as you're smiling and you're nice about it. You can say whatever you want on the phone as long as you're smiling and you're nice about it. Haley, tell me you're not interested.
I'm not interested.
Oh, no problem. I'm not really interested in it either. I'm just a college student trying to work to make some money. So I actually knew nothing about Cutco before I started. I wasn't really interested in it either. So I totally understand that you're not interested. Miss Leroy, let me ask you this. Are you not interested in the product because you've never seen it or never heard of it before? Or are you not interested in helping me out?
I guess I'm not interested in the product.
Okay, that's perfect because nobody's ever interested in it if they've never heard of it and they don't know anything about it. So do you mind if I just do the demo with you and then see if you like it and I get paid either way? Is that okay?
Yeah, let's go ahead and try it.
Awesome. If you hate me and the product after 15 minutes, you can stop doing the demo anyway. Like you can sign off on Zoom, tell me I suck and you hate me, and then you go on with your day. But let's just at least give it a shot because I think you're going to really like it. Cool.
Cool.
Miss Leroy, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
There's so many people that tell me no at the beginning and then they book the demo with me and then they see Cutco and they end up buying it. So don't be surprised if you find something you like, okay?
All right.
All right, cool. Wow, what did we just go through? We went from a no to a yes and got her, wow, other people buy. They've said this before. We just controlled her mindset. You are in control of your customer's mindset. Now, if she goes, I'm not interested in helping you out, who cares? Hang up the phone, go on with your day. Like, don't be like, say anything that you don't really want to say, right? Don't do that. But you just go, you just kill her with kindness. If she's like, I'm not interested in helping you out, you go, okay, Michonne, thanks a lot. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And you go on. Who cares? But sometimes they say, oh, I'm not interested in the product. She didn't even know what it is. So who cares if she's not interested on the phone? She didn't even seen it yet, right? Okay, next, number 4. Take time to prep your phone jam list before you start phoning. Take time to prep your phone jam list before you start phoning. Who sat down to make calls and then they feel like they're kind of picking who to call every time they make a call? Like you're like sitting there, raise your hand, I've done it. You're like, make a call and then you're like, who should I call next? And then you're like, who should I call next? And you're like, who should I call next? And there's just constant thought in your mind. Guys, you got to get rid of that, okay? You need to use the phone now button on the app where you click select top list and you go through. If you're going to make 40 phone calls, pick out at least 10 or 20 for the first round. Some people might want to do 4 sessions of 10 where you pick 10, do 10 calls, pick 10, do 10 calls, and you break it up into sessions of 4. Some people might want to do 20 and 20. But you need to go through and pick out your client list of who you're calling before you make calls. Guys, do not call somebody's leads from somebody who didn't buy from you. Why would you call somebody's leads from somebody who didn't buy from you? Unless you had to. Like you don't want to be in a place where you're calling somebody's leads where you don't have to call them. If they didn't buy from you, I'm not calling their recommendations. Unless they're like a baller and there's some specific reason that they didn't buy from me, I'm probably not calling her recs because she didn't buy. And I want to be able to talk about how her friend bought on the appointment because I want to create an environment where everybody buys. So that's not really in line with what I'm trying to create, the environment that I'm trying to create, right? So, make sure that you're really focused on whose recs you're calling. I'm calling the people who bought the biggest orders from me, I'm calling their recs first, and I'm calling the stars from those people. My goal is that I only call stars from ballers. I only really want to call stars from people who bought a lot of Cutco from me. That's what I want to call. Now, you might be in a place where you're not ready to do that yet because you don't have enough leads. You're hearing me talk about this. Oh, that must be nice. Do something about it. You got 3 weeks before the SC2 push. You can change that. You could have 100 stars from ballers going into the SC2 push where that's the only people that you're calling and booking your appointments with, right? So be focused on making sure that you're calling your best people when you're sitting down to make calls. Next, number 5. Create a buying atmosphere on the phone. Create a buying atmosphere on the phone. Here's how you do it. You say things like this. Oh, Michonne, what's awesome is I get paid to show it, but most people find something they like. It's always like, hey, I get paid to show it, but most people find something they like. Guys, when a new rep starts making calls, they say stuff like this. They go, you don't have to buy anything. I get paid just to show. Like, you might as well ask your customer to like not buy anything on the phone if you're speaking like that, right? So chill with that, okay? If you want to make a sale, you want to get your customer starting to think about that while you're on the phone. The way you do that is you create an environment that feels comfortable, that most people that see Cutco buy Cutco, right? How do we do that? Let me give you an example. In your phone script, on that same phone script, this is really, really powerful, this part. How you phrase it and how slow you speak is important. All I need to do, Miss Amador, role play this with me. All I need to do is a quick presentation for something that you probably have already heard of, and you probably already have it. Your friend, Miss Leroy, she has it, and she said you might have some too. It's called Cutco. You have some Cutco, right?
Yes.
You do? Awesome. So I'm covering the objection of I already have it before it comes up. And then the second thing I'm also doing is creating some interest if she doesn't have it of why don't I have it yet? Does this make sense, guys? Why that phrase is there? That's money. The reason I added that in, Anthony, is at the beginning of the job when I started, I had all these people that already owned Cutco, and I got so sick of people saying, I already have Cutco, I already have Cutco, I already have Cutco. I'd finish the script, offer the time, I already have Cutco, I already have Cutco, already. Like almost like they were saying it like I shouldn't do an appointment with you because I already have it. But then I realized those are the best people. Like I had buddies that were like 2 or 3 years older than me that sold Cutco, that they went over and sold their customer like 2 or 3 or 4 knives. And I was like, bam, that's like the lottery. Like going in and seeing a customer who just like bought 2, 3, 4 knives like a year ago or like 6 months ago. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better client. They basically gave them something that they're using, loving, and I get to go in and upgrade them to the set that they should have bought from that person. But that person kind of didn't do a very good demo, so they only sold them a couple pieces. So I go in and upgrade them to a set, plus sell them cookware, plus sell them flatware. Bam. Right? I loved it when they already had Cutco. But I needed to frame their mind on the phone. All right, next. Number 6. When people ask you questions, use those as opportunities to build relationships. When people ask you questions or they say a version of an objection on the phone, use that as an opportunity to build a relationship. Role play this with me, Cassie. Cassie, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So Cassie, let's say she goes, oh, I can't do the appointment with you today. You offer a time today. I can't do the appointment with you because my son's baseball practice is at 6 p.m. Most reps, Cassie, what they do is they offer 2 other times. Let me tell you what you should do. What you should do is ask her, oh, that's awesome. How long has your son played baseball for? Oh, that's cool. Does he play travel or does he play on the school team? Oh, that's awesome. What position does he play? Oh, very cool. Hey, by the way, how old are your kids? So you have a son that plays baseball. How old is he? Oh, he's 12. Okay. And you said you have a daughter too. How old is she? Oh, okay, cool. Does she play any sports? Oh, okay, awesome. I'll talk with her for like a minute and a half about her family, and then I'll come back to the fact that she said her son had baseball practice tonight and offer another appointment time. That is an opportunity to build a relationship with her. When she shares a little bit of information, find out more. When she shares a little bit of information, hey, I can't do that because what most reps hear is I can't do that, offer 2 more times. What you need to hear is build a relationship and then offer 2 more times. Does this make sense? This is the difference, guys, between average and above average. Okay. Next, make sure that as you find out information, this is number 7, as you find out information, you need to take notes on it. After I get off the phone, I'm taking notes when I'm on the phone. I'll take notes. I'll put it in my calendar. I'll take notes. I'll take usually a minute or so after each phone call and write down things that I didn't get a chance to write down on the phone that maybe I shorthanded to myself. So that way I've got notes before I do the demo with her about stuff we talked about on the phone. Anything I learned on the phone, I take notes on. That will help you increase your results because your relationships will be better with people. How do you do that? Well, first of all, if you don't have a calendar, get a damn calendar so you can take notes in your calendar, right? If you're like looking at your computer screen, it's kind of hard to take notes effectively, okay? If you don't have a calendar, get a calendar, okay? Miranda, can you post an example calendar, that one on Amazon that I've been posting to people? Do you have that saved? She'll post one for you. Okay, next, number 8. Number 8, turn no's into yeses. Turn no's into yeses. When somebody says no, we just did an example of that with Haley. When somebody says no, or somebody says, I can't do that time, you need to turn that into a yes. It's a game. You need to look at it as a game. When a customer says no to me on a demo, it's not no, they're not buying Cutco. It's no, I need to work a little harder to find a solution for them. It's no, I might need to drop down and work with them and work through their objection and make the sale. When a customer says, no, I can't do that time, it's not no, I'm not booking this demo. I just need to work a little harder to find the solution. Turn no's into yeses. It's a game. That's all it is. It's a game. Either a sale happens on one side, you sell them or they sell you. One of those two things happens every time. It's a game. That's all it is. So have fun with it. Number 9, check your firm up. Check your firm up. Anthony and I went through the firm up on a call earlier this week, and we were working on this. Anthony was doing a great job on his phone script up until here. And then because it was page 2, his firm up was a little, it didn't have as much depth as it needed to have. So we worked on that. Guys, check your firm up. Your firm up needs 3 elements. Number 1, it needs an overthanking. There's a difference between thank you and Ms. Jones. I just want to let you know, and you kind of speak slowly. I just want to let you know this means the world to me. Like, no, seriously, thank you so much for doing this for me. I really, really appreciate you. I'm actually working really hard to save X amount for school next year. And I really appreciate you doing this appointment with me. It gets me one step closer to my goal. So thank you. She's way more likely to be present at the appointment when you overthank her. Number 2, the second thing you need to do is have her get out a pen or have her open her calendar in her phone and write down your name and your confirmation number. If all you're doing to confirm the appointment is sending a text after they get off the appointment, just so you know, they never check that, they never look at it. Maybe they do, most don't. They're not writing it down in their schedule if you just send them a text. Psychologically, they're way more likely to remember the appointment when you have them write it down. When you give them the confirmation number, it helps it firm it up. Reschedules suck. And if you have more than 80% of your appointments that you're completing, you're in a great place. 85, 90, 95% of your appointments. If you book 10 and you complete 7, you're messing up your firm up, guys. That's not the company, that's not the customer, that's on you, okay? The real numbers are 80% of the appointments is what we're going to complete. Those numbers. So if you're above that, you're doing a great job with the firm up. If you're below it, it's your fault. So fix it, right? Lastly, number 10. After you finish a phone jam session, here's what should happen. You should debrief with yourself on that phone jam session. How do I debrief with myself on my results? I get my pen, I go to my calendar, and I write down the number of calls that I made, the number I talked to, and the number I booked. Let's say, for example, I made 40 phone calls. Okay. I talked to 11 people. Chat box to me. How many should I book if I talk to 11 people? Chat box, what do you think? What should you expect out of how many? What should be your talk to book ratio? Your talk to book ratio. What should that ratio be? What do you think? Okay. Evan says 11 out of 11. I like that approach, and I would like it to be that. Guys, here's the deal. Some of the numbers that some of you are thinking are like less than 50%. I'm just going to tell you, if you're booking less than 50% of the people you talk to on the phone, you're doing really bad on the phone. I would wonder, are you asking them to not book the appointment with you? Like, I would wonder if you're accidentally saying, will you please not do the demo with me? Instead of, will you please do the demo with me at blank or blank, right? Like, I would be really, so 50% I would say is like the minimum of the people that you talk to that you book. That's like the minimum, okay? You want to be at 100%. The closer you are to 100%, the better. Make it a game with yourself. You get somebody on the phone, book the appointment, because it's going to be a lot harder to reach them later, right? So here's what I debrief. I debrief how many calls I made, how many talked to, how many I booked. So that's what you should start tracking when you're making phone calls. Like on your pen and piece of paper, like take a line of a piece of paper, guys. When you're making calls, take a line of a piece of paper, and all you do is you just, each line, you go dash, 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 booked, circle. Then you go to new line, dash, 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 book, circle. Okay, if you talk to somebody and you don't book it, keep going. Write an X until how many calls does it take you to book it? Start tracking that. Start knowing your numbers and looking at it and seeing it, right? This is helpful. You know, what we used to do is we used to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and on a sheet of paper, write out 1 through 10 times. That's 100 calls, and you have a call tracker. Every time you make a call, you make a slash, slash, slash. You book it, circle it, slash, slash. Talk to, not booked, X, why not? Write it on there. And at the end of my phone jam, I could see exactly what my results were for the phone jam. Okay. So these are 10 keys, guys, to rocking phone jams. Before we wrap up, chat box, what was the one that was most helpful for you? And what are you going to take the most action on in your next phone jam? What was one that hit a light bulb for you? And it's really you're really gonna work to improve in your next phone jam. Go ahead and chat box that to me. Once you chat box that to me, we are done for the day for our Champions Club. You guys have a wonderful day. Go rock the day. I know a lot of you guys have 3, 4, 5 appointments today to finish the day or the week strong. Week ends tonight at midnight. I'm gonna stop